I've been asked to give my opinion on courting or the courting rituals. Now, courting or dating, as we know it now, there's a reason they call it courting, is because those kind of rituals were actually set aside for the royalty, because those are the ones that were in the king's court. And those are the rituals, the formal rituals that the ladies and the gentlemen of the court would have to go through to actually engage with one another. Now, the lower classes, either the marriages were arranged or they just kind of like happened. There was no courting ritual because 9 times out of 10 you knew the person, or knew the boy and the girl actually knew each other from the time they were very small. So the fact that they got to know each other, there was really no need for courting. Okay, because if you've known the little boy or known the little girl since he or she was like 3 or 4 years old, by the time you reach, the marriage age of about 15, 16 years old, you pretty much know what you're getting. But the courting ritual was for two things. Obviously, the first reason is to get to know each other, to make sure that you have an agreeable mate, an agreeable person, because once you got hitched, that was it. You couldn't get out of it. So you had to do your due diligence. If somebody has a violent temper, or they're too easy to push around, or you don't click, or you cannot click, then you want to kind of know that ahead of time. If the person's ambitious or any of that kind of stuff. But that also goes into what? Proofing. Now, getting to know each other is what kind of personality that you have. But as far as proofing, as far as courting, that goes into what kind of husband will you be, or what kind of wife will you be. Like the reason that the man pays for a date in courting is proving that he can provide. So a poor man, or a poorer man, socioeconomically, um, using modern parlance, will take you to, like, what is it? I don't know, Sizzlers or some kind of chain restaurant that's fairly reasonable. Applebee's, House of Pancakes, something that's fairly inexpensive, because that's where his budget is, and that's all he can show you, right? As far as being a husband and a provider. Now, if the man can actually uh, feed you steak and lobster, well, then he's can provide on a different level. But he's proving to the woman what kind of provider he can be. How he acts on a date is what kind of husband he will be. Where does he work? What kind of future does he have? Is he ambitious? All that kind of stuff over time, as far as courting is concerned, is proving what kind of husband and what kind of father that he will make. Like in uh, the courting ritual, he may take her out. He may buy her something. He may come to her house and fix something, because he's showing that he's handy around the house. But he's proving to that woman that he can protect, provide, and take care of not only her, but her offspring, which is something that she wants to know. Now, what gets lost, now, all that stuff women are probably already accept. Okay. That's probably something that they already know. The flip side is what women don't understand, and men don't understand it either. Okay. Courting is not you giving, 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 and the woman accepting, accepting, accepting. No, it's not even for sex. Now, just as you have to prove that you are a good provider, a good earner, and a good husband, she has to prove prove to you that she is a good wife. Like back when I was young, a teenager, or in my early 20s, if I was courting a young lady and I had her over to my apartment, and my apartment was untidy, she would immediately start tidying up. Or if the dishes were not washed, she would wash the dishes. She would prove to me, or start proving to me, that she could run a household, that she had domestic skills. She would cook for me. If my clothes were not washed, she would wash them. She would just do it. It wasn't because she was a slave, or because she was a softie, or she was brainwashed. She was proving to me that she was a suitable wife, an acceptable wife. If I married her or I got into a further relationship with her, she could and would fulfill her role. And normally in courting back then, you would never start off with something extravagant. It was always something small. And then as she earned more and more, then you would spend more and more because you're investing in her. You're not giving her anything, you're investing in her. And by the same token, by her being honorable, by her being faithful, by her doing domestic duty, she was proving that she was the things that you needed. Nowadays, courting has gone to dating, and now it's just gone to hooking up. Most times, guys are hooking up or dating, which is basically paying for a hookup, to see if she's agreeable enough, or you can stand her long enough that, yeah, you can actually lay with her. Let's be real. That's what you're doing. You're not investing in a wife, you're investing in pussy. Hopefully long term or short term, depending on the amount of your investment. And by you entertaining her and spending money on her, what she's doing is establishing her value, her self-esteem. Because most women are not trained to be wives anyway, and they're using the dating process or the courting process as entertainment. Way to get out of the house, make myself feel better about myself. And the more the man spends on me, the better I feel about myself, because he's proving to me that he sets my vagina at a high value. It can't be that he sets me as a person or me as a wife at a high value, because as a woman, she hasn't proven anything to that guy. She never says, let me cook for you, or let me pick up your dry cleaning, or walk into your house and start rearranging. If a woman walks into your house, starts rearranging shit, you know she's a wife. Because the first thing a woman will automatically try to, even a woman that's not trying to be your wife, first thing she's going to try to do is nest. And how she takes care of your nest is a reflection on her. How she takes care of her nest is a reflection on her. Now, a man, since he's not supposed to be a homemaker, he's not supposed to be a nester. If his house is untidy here and there, it's not that big of a deal, because that's not his job. You walk into a woman's house and her house is untidy, there's an issue, because that means, one, she hasn't been trained. Two, she hasn't formed the habits of nesting. All that's supposed to be done during the courting process. Most women don't care now, because They place too much of an emphasis or value on their vagina. He's paying for me. He's setting the price for my vagina. He's not interested in the other parts of me. So I am going to set the value of my vagina as high as I can. So in a dating profile, okay, he can't be cheap. He's got to be funny. He's got to look good. On and on and on and on, because I want as much bang for my buck, for my coochie, as I can get. So if you want my coochie, you got to thoroughly wine me and dine me and entertain me. And that's where the battle is, especially nowadays. It's not that I'm interested in the non-sexual aspects of that woman because I'm looking for a wife and a mother. I'm looking for a hookup. I'm looking for a bed partner. And that's where the looks and all the attitude and all that other stuff come into play. What value do I set on this woman's sexuality? How much should I give her? Time, money, effort, all that kind of stuff. And what is she demand? No, what is her price? Because she might not think I'm giving her enough. It's also the reason why women have to be sexual as quickly as possible, because they have never. It's funny because neither side has any value on their non-sexual attention. Think about it. The only reason a good dude is good at pickup, entertaining her, and will spend some money is because he wants to sleep with her, not because he wants to keep her. And a woman thinking that her non-sexual attention is unimportant, like cooking, cleaning, and the rest. The only thing she has to bring to the table is what? Sex. And since that's her trump card, the only thing she has, she wants as high a value for it as she can. And by the same token, the man wants to spend the least amount of money resources for it as he can. So they've taken courting or dating from getting to know each other and demonstrating your non-sexual companionship first to basically a negotiation for sex. That's all it is. Man will tell you. Woman will tell you. How much time and effort do I have to put in to get between her legs? And what is the amount of time and effort do I want from that guy, time, effort, and resources from that guy before I will allow him to get between my legs? It's not rocket science. Both sides will have to fix it. If women want men to de-emphasize sex, they will have to emphasize their non-sexual time, attention, and caring. And you will also have to value his non-sexual time and attention. You want it because it entertains you, makes you feel good, but you don't value it because you won't give anything for it. You want it for free. So since he doesn't value it, he's not going to value yours. That's called balance. Anyway, this is my first thoughts on courting. I may do a part 2. We'll see. But these are my initial thoughts. With that, that's all I got on this one. This is BGS out.